Let's go get him. How about that Ellison transport? How about that Ellison transport?
That's a Mr. Big Rig video himself.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, neighbor?
Nothing much, man. I saw you stroll by there, and I said, you know what? We got to get some more Freightliners on the channel, right?
I was kind of breaking up a little bit. But I tell you, I've been waiting on my chance to see this car going up and down 75.
I heard that. Yeah, I said, we got to get some more Freightliners on the channel. You're looking good right there, sir.
When I be looking at your video, I be like, man, when he gonna get the mothership? I just can't wait. And then all of a sudden, the day that my truck dirty, then that's when I see you.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. You know, the truck looks good. Going down the road, that's how they're supposed to look, right?
It's a working truck.
I'm gonna go to lane 1 here.
Yeah.
Well, you know the drill. You might as well go ahead and tell us all about the truck there. The year, the miles, all the good stuff. All the, everything we'd want to know about it.
Got a big okay whopper coming past you first.
Well, yes, sir. If you wouldn't have had the radio one, I was gonna fall back to him. What you got there for a truck, though?
This is on 2006 Freightliner Collector XL 84 winch. Got a Detroit 14 liter pre-EGR, 18 speed, 373s on the rears. Stretched out to about 317 on her. So it's rolling pretty good.
Where do you normally, well, first of all, how many miles you got on it?
We got about 1.5 million on her. Done been in the motor twice, so but we got it right this time. We right about 750 horses to the ground there, right?
Very nice, very nice. Where do you normally run with it?
I pretty much just run Georgia and Florida. I got a dairy contract. I run out of the farmers market up there in Forest Park, Georgia. Come down. I have multiple stops. Normally start around Jacksonville, work my way to Orlando, then I normally final out in Tampa. Then I reload dairy back in Tampa to take it back up to the farmers market back up in Atlanta.
All right, sounds like a pretty good gig. How long you been doing that for?
I've been trucking for 22 years. Been doing my dedicated now about a little 2.5 years now. It's been pretty good. It's been a blessing now. Stumbled on across it, and man, they treat me real fair.
That's good. That's what you want out here, you know. You put in the time, do the work, and it's nice to have some dedicated customers that you can take care of.
Yeah. It's about the only way to get in there and really survive and make a pretty check. I've been, like I say, I've been with this broker now Well, I've been with the broker probably about 15 years, man. Got a great relationship with him, and so we end up getting this contract, and I'm like one of their top carriers, so they were like, we got something for you. I know you're tired of running that open road, so we're going to bring you a little home, closer to home. Atlanta is my home, so I was like, hey, let's do it.
Very nice. Yeah, that was going to be my next question, where home was. So you said Atlanta's home. Have you always been running a reefer?
Yeah, I've been running the reefer pretty much my whole trucking career. I come from a generation of truckers, my grandfather, his father. So I kind of was brought up around the reefers, and I just fell in love. I don't know what it is, but pulling up to that market, pulling up to them farms and smelling that fresh produce, it just does something to me. And I knew then, trucking is something I always wanted to do, and I definitely realized that pulling that noise box was the way to go for me.
10-4 on the noise box.
Yeah, it's about the only way I can sleep good.
Yeah, I heard that a time or two. Let me throw a couple questions at you then. I'll cruise up with you until we get to 44 up here. Out of all the years that you've been trucking, what are some of the great moments in trucking that you've really enjoyed?
Say the moments of trucking that I really enjoyed?
Yes.
Really, for the most part, this is something I always wanted to do since I was a child. So, I mean, every moment, but I done had a few moments when I get with a couple of my buddies. We all get together, and sometimes we'll head out west. And, I mean, we're just going across country, stopping at the truck stop, sitting there having dinner, just talking trash, you know. We'll get out there, mash that motor. They got W9s and Peterbilts, and of course I'm in this class, so you know how that conversation go. It's always gonna be competitive, but just the brotherhood that I have with the guys that I deal with out here, you know, we'll still meet up on the side of the road and truck stops and chrome shops, spend a little money, and we'll find ourselves at some of these farms and working on each other's trucks. I mean, just as the way I was brought up, you know, my grandfather, he used to hang out at the farmers markets with his buddies, and I used to be hopping in and out of those trucks while they doing what they doing, and now that I'm grown and I'm doing the things I seen him doing, man, it just, that's it for me, you know.
That's awesome. It sounds like great memories from having guys to run with and, talk a little smack with, to, rekindling memories from, your, father and everything else like that. That's really good stuff.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I love it. Like I say, trucking has its moments. I definitely know it's not as fun as it used to be, but I still have a good time. Like I say, I got a lot of buddies that's in it. We're truck drivers. We're not steering wheel holders, But so even when we park and we ain't got no load on the back, we'll still be taking around with these trucks, if it's changing some lights or adding some lights. I mean, this is a lifestyle for us. So even with everything going on, and we got harder in this trucking industry, we still make the best out of it. Still have fun.
Well, that's the attitude. Definitely the attitude. I'm going to come over to lane 2. Let me throw another question at you. You mentioned some of the good stuff and the good times. Has there been any trucking regrets? As in, you wish you would have done this differently or done that differently? What's your thoughts on that?
Say, what I have done differently?
Yeah, any trucking regrets?
Uh, honestly, I can't say I had too many regrets. I have tried every aspect. Of course, I own my truck. I had multiple trucks. Had drivers leased to my company. Uh, the only regret I would say is that I probably would have saved a lot more money than I did. I didn't really grow up, with knowing how to really budget the money and, coming from, just living from check to check, and when you get a contract and that money just really came in real fast, I blew a lot of it. And I would say if I was just more financial responsible with my finances, that's probably about the only regret I have. I really don't have any other regrets when it comes to trucking. Like I said, it was something I always wanted to do, and I know this was my dream. I can honestly say that I got the truck of my dreams, and I got the lane of my dreams. So that's pretty much it. Just that. Because even though I was a family man, I was married, been married twice, and I guess I would have to say not seeing my kids as often when I earlier started trucking, because of course I was driving for somebody, so miss a lot of that. But for the most part, they understood, my wife understood, and I did what I had to do to take care of my family.
Yeah, that's completely understandable. When you get a chance and you get that lane 1 clear, go ahead and hit that left lane and come around this fella right here. Be able to see what you got underneath that hood as well.
Info.
So I'm going to ask you another question when it comes to who can do this job. I like to ask some guys advice on for people that want to get into the trucking industry. So, who do you think is cut out to do this kind of job?
Have to realize that it's not a job. This is a lifestyle, and trucking has definitely changed over the years. Just looking at, TikTok and stuff, people think that, you could come into this industry, make a whole bunch of money and make it quick. And they have to realize that, hey, when you get into this industry, you starting at the bottom. If you lease to a company, you're gonna have to put your time in. You gotta earn your stripes. And you realize that it's gonna be some long miles. There's gonna be some times when you can't go home, when you wanna go home, especially when you're working for somebody. So, I know a lot of people out making it like it's glamorous, and I tell anybody that's new coming to this, this is something you gotta wanna do, and everybody not cut out to do this, and you have to realize it's gonna be some days where, hey, it's gonna feel like the world is on you, the loads ain't gonna work out right, the traffic gonna be a mess, it's just gonna be that, and you have to realize that, hey, you gotta be in it for the long run if you want to be successful in this.
Yes, sir. That sounds like some solid advice. Well, got another mile or so. Tell the people who we're talking to right here. What's your name?
You got old young blood from Atlanta, GA, and I'm driving the mothership.
Yes, sir. So, last question: what's your claim to fame with a truck like the mothership in Youngblood? You got to have a claim to fame.
A claim to fame. This is what I say. Everybody know me. I'm a stand-up guy, and I have a badass ride. Hey, I take it 1 mile at a time, baby.
Yes, sir. Well, I tell you what, it's been a pleasure running into you today, and I've been hanging out in this area for the last maybe year or so. You never know who you're going to meet running up this way through here, so I'm glad that I ran into you today.
I appreciate you, man. I ain't gonna tell you no lie, man. You made my day. I've been waiting for this moment. Just wish my truck was a little cleaner, but man, you made my week. I appreciate it. I can't wait to see it on the big screen.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Have a good ride going back up north.
Take care.
All right, you too.